To It's All About the Heart. They say there's no such thing as coincidences, but we did not plan this. But today is all about the heart chakra. And I love that song playing at the beginning. And in about 15 minutes in our tips, we'll tell you why that song is there today. So, how are you at loving yourself? What is the difference between an open heart and a closed heart? Do you find your relationships can be codependent? Hi, I'm Miss Chrissy D with the PNK Files, your emergency kit to life. And this is Darlene Turner with Victim to Victory. And together we're the perspective.
Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. So a little bit of review. Last week, we talked about the solar plex, which is about our will and our self-empowerment and our uniqueness and who we are in the world and personal strength. And this week it's about the heart and love and so much more. How was your week, Chrissy?
Well, it was amazing what we talked about last week because that was all over my week this week. I had an incredibly frustrating week. I had a week that made me angry and I felt like I was trapped in other people that have more power than myself, having to do something that was completely and absolutely wrong and against everything in my being. And I couldn't let it go. I knew I was putting myself and everything that I do at risk, and I couldn't help it. I had to step in and find a way to change it and help these people. I could not let it go. But at the end of it, even though it was scary doing it, it was so worth it and it felt so right. It was very empowering at the end of the week to go, that didn't beat me and we did it.
That's awesome. That's like almost between the solar plex and the heart chakra because you had that will and that personal power, but when you brought your heart in it, you were able to move mountains or accomplish the unaccomplishable.
Yeah,
So amazing. Good on you.
thank
So
you.
let's explain a little bit about the heart chakra. So we know our heart's on the left side, our heart chakra's in the middle there. It also brings in the lungs, which are giving and receiving the breath of life. And it also brings in the thymus, which is also the higher heart, where the soul sits. So it's also color green. We got our green on today. Uh, so in this place of the heart center, it's really our everything. It's more than who we are just in our physical form. It is our connection to everything comes from this place, and our as well that giving and receiving. So you may have met heart-centered people, and Chrissy and I like to think of ourselves as heart-centered because we're here doing the show for you guys because we care. And when you meet these heart-centered people, they're warm, they're open, they're welcoming, they feel loving. It's just like you want to just hang around with them because they feel so good. So that's in the heart. um, Now this is a place where we want to really come from, that we're passionate about. This is where we are oh, went blank with my thoughts here. uh, that place of going beyond and the knowingness. This is where I was going. Thanks for your patience. The solar plex is that intuition, but when we go into the heart, it's that knowingness and gives us that extra strength, like Chrissy was talking about, to accomplish something that we thought would never be possible.
Yeah, there was a time I felt like this before many years ago. A group of us got together. We actually had a little girl go missing and was murdered in our neighborhood. And it was absolutely shocking to me that this could happen and that this was okay. And we soon found out that Canada, believe it or not, didn't have a national sex offender registry. So a few of us got together knowing this was incredibly wrong. And we just became this powerhouse. We couldn't be stopped. Politicians said no. We fought for the National Sex Offender Registry. It took us 10 years. And we all had young kids at home. We were running businesses and working. And we full time spent 10 years fighting for what everybody was saying we couldn't have. And we came together and we did it. And we were this force that could not be stopped because it was just right and had to be done. And it's a really powerful place to be there and see that.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. Where more than one person gather, miracles happen. So that's another good thing to bring in, is bringing in like-minded people, or people that have that same drive or passion you're about, and it creates even more momentum.
Yeah.
I
And not everybody's good at everything, right? So the more people you get together with all their own power coming for this greater good, very powerful.
And I know we were talking earlier about this is where your superpower lives, because you know what, if there's something happen and we have a drive to change it, like even, and I know one incident is a car on a person, and the person has actually had that physical power to lift that car off, and that comes from that heart. We become superpowers in there.
Yeah.
So another thing I want to bring into the heart chakra is where this is where our self-love, our self-respect, and our worth and how we show up in the world is. And this is a great place that we can engage our use our reflection of what our relationships and what's happening in our world to engage where we're at with this love of ourself or respect of ourselves. So, you know, it can be that codependent relationships we talked about in the other chakras, where if we're low on self-esteem or self-respect, a lot of times we'll have people outside of us that are overpowering, will take our energy or our love in a way that doesn't feel good. And they're just mirroring to us where we're at with that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I like to, when I'm feeling like that and I don't have it inside me, sometimes it's good to ask your friends maybe what they see in you. I find it quite surprising sometimes. I'm like, wow, That's really cool that that's how you see me. I don't. So it's easier to sometimes look at yourself through other people's eyes and get empowered by that instead of being so hard on yourself.
Absolutely. And another thing within this little subject here is that if we think something outside of ourselves is going to fulfill us, or I know we've talked about this in the last one about happiness. If we think somebody's going to give us happiness or give us that love, then, it's not going to last. It's not sustainable. We want to bring that love and the fulfillment and that joy from inside ourselves. And that's the only place it can really come. And I want to talk just a little bit more about this, the heart chakra, and being that gateway to God, creator, source, the field, the energy of love, whatever that is for you, that's more than just who you are. And when we can create the sacred space inside of us and open that up, then there is so much that can flow through there that is beyond anything I can even explain in this in this time, because it just tears run down my eyes sometimes when I actually can tap into the love that can be there. Now, we talked about in the beginning this open heart and closed heart. Well, there could be a heart wall that becomes built up because, as children, can be in childhood when you're showing up with this unconditional love and your arms are open wide, and then you either can experience a shutdown through the parents that are not able to give you that unconditional love, or there may be abuse or something that shut that down. Another way that can be is you give it all in a love relationship and really love somebody, and then they hurt you really badly, or a loss of a loved one. And these can be just circumstances where you just opened your heart so big and that wasn't reciprocated. They weren't able to give you that love back, or you've lost it, you felt like you lost it, and it shuts down your heart.
And sometimes people are raised without it. They don't even have a file for that. They don't know that how to be that, or how to give that, or how to receive it.
Absolutely. And this was such a big part of my own healing journey, because as most of you know, I was through 2 marriages of abusive marriages. And when I actually went into that second marriage and everything started happening again, similar to the first marriage, I was just so angry with myself in a situation like, how could I fall for this again? How could I be in this situation again? And until I got out of it and started really going into my heart and forgiving myself for not knowing what I didn't know, for not being able to see and define within myself that to get to show to others. And it was such a healing journey in that place of forgiveness for myself, as well as for forgiving myself for keeping my children in that situation and raising them in an abusive situation. So I really had to dive deep and open my heart, because I had shut down my heart as well.
Mm-hmm. And forgive ourselves for, I like that, what you said. Forgive ourselves. We didn't know. You can't be expected to know everything. We can't beat ourselves up for not knowing.
Absolutely. That's a huge part of judging ourselves. So I want to just go a little deeper into this. So in the heart chakra, we talked about it being the lungs, and this is our breath of life, our giving and receiving. So this heart chakra is really about that balance of, as much as we're giving out, we want to be getting that much back and not be just giving and not receiving. And then the breaths are in here, which are about nurturing, self-love, and again, that ability to receive. And the immunity is here, which is our overall balance and health, strength, and enduring. So our heart, if we're tapped into it and in our heart, it gives us the ability to move through anything that's happening in our life. It's a powerful place to be.
Yes, it is. So do we have some tips, Darlene?
We do. I thought you would never ask. Okay, so the first tip, and Michael will have it in our comments below, is this picture, and it's the symbol for the heart chakra. And I would like for you to download it and use your color in it. Now, the heart chakra is green, so it's good to put in as much green as you can within this picture, but make it your own. Color it in, and when you're coloring, I want you to set that intent of whether it's healing, it's forgiveness, opening your heart, or if it's connecting to more of who you are, more of your own self-love. Color that in and set that intention. And then I want you to put it under your pillow or put it under your sheet or put it under your mattress so that you're sleeping on it. Because when you're in bed for 6 to 8 hours, however long it is, then it's actually going into your energy field and it's going into your subconscious to create a healing on a very deep level without actually having to do too much, because you set your intention and everything is in this picture.
Love it.
And then my tip 2 is that song we played at the very beginning and the end. It's a song of the Ho'oponopono. There's quite a big story to that. And if you want to know more, just Google it and it'll tell you more about that story. But it's a song of forgiveness. And within this song, you can use it so many ways. You can use it as I did for myself. I had to forgive myself for going into that situation again. So I was using the Ho'oponopono to forgive myself. Or you can use it to forgive an unforgivable situation where there just isn't a right to it. And it's just a situation. So you just forgive yourself for ever even being in that situation. Or it can be maybe an unresolution to a relationship. And you use that song to create a space of grace. The song really resonates with me of almost grace, divine intervention, where it just opens your heart again. So one way you can use this song is when you're coloring. You can color in that forgiveness piece, play it while you're coloring it in, and that will be absorbed right into your picture you're creating. Or just put headphones on and listen to it and let it just heal your heart. And nice. I think you got tip 3.
I do. So tip 3, we're going to talk again about creating new files. Like Darlene was saying, she got out of one relationship and went right back into the same thing. That's because we've still got those old files. That's our comfort zone. And we've talked about it a lot. If there's something floating out there and it's dysfunctional, but that's what you're comfortable with, your file, you've got a place to put it. Make sure you get rid of those old files and you create a new file so that you can let the love in. So thanks everybody for joining.
I got to tell them we got something extra for you today.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah, so we are actually this heart chakra is so huge and so important because it bridges those lower chakras of the physical, the emotional, and the mental with the spiritual, the higher chakras. So it's the center chakra, and it's huge for moving forward in life, and it's huge, and there's so much to it. So we created an extra workshop for you all. It's going to be on February 22nd at 7 o'clock. It's about 45 minutes long, and we're going to make it a Zoom call so we can all interact together and create a sacred healing space that we can help you guys move through some blocks or just an opening of the heart, and join us. Sign up. I have an event. It's going to be in the comments below, and I'll share it through Facebook, and you just put that you're going so we have an idea how many people are coming. There's no cost, and please join us.
Thank you. And thanks everybody for joining us, and join us every Sunday for the new perspective on trauma, abuse, chronic pain, and the steps to a healthy and thriving life. We hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.